Hey guys, thanks for tuning us in for this second episode of Season 2 on Good Questions with Cameron Dole. Special guests on this episode include our good friend Brandon Lang, the host of the sports betting podcast on the Believe Podcast Network and also owner of BrandonLang.com. We'll talk about NFL and college football coming up over the weekend. We'll also visit with actor Deon Taylor about his new Lionsgate film, FATALE, which will be compared to a modern-day Fatal Attraction meets Gone Girl. It's available on VOD this Friday. Of course, if you would, please take the time to subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment, and share with your friends. Up first, our good friend Brandon Lang will be talking college football and NFL playoffs coming up this weekend. First off, Brandon, happy 2021 to you, my friend.
Yeah, we started off. We started off pretty good as a country until yesterday. Things getting a little crazy. So I said on an earlier show this year, just be careful, stay around the ones you love, and don't do anything crazy, and let's see if we can survive the year.
That's right.
Kind of where we're at. So the great thing about all this is sports gives us that outlet to forget about the misery of our country and the Republican and Democratic parties not getting along, and presidents not getting along, and so forth. So looking forward to a nice weekend of sports and the national championship game Monday. Some great playoff games. We got the added games, of course, with the added playoff teams, and I think it's just going to be a great sports weekend with some what I think are some pretty entertaining games.
Now, Brandon, do you think because of it being in the midst of the pandemic and the way everything has had to change this season, do you think that that breeds the chance for upsets a little bit more this season maybe than in years gone by?
Yes and no. I've said this all season long that with no real home field advantage, anything can happen. But I do think there are some teams that are playing really, really well that I don't think it matters for a couple of teams. I do think that Washington has a chance to upset Tampa Bay if Tampa Bay's not careful, just because of the defensive line and what pressure does to Tom Brady. We saw it on the Monday night game when the Saints beat him 38-3. The front four of the Saints got pressure on Brady, and he couldn't do anything. He had to throw quick. That led to mistakes. That led to interceptions. That led to probably his worst game of his NFL career on national TV. That lines up to 8.5. It's awful hard for me to turn down an 8.5-point home dog in the playoffs, just like it's awful hard for me to turn down a 3.5-point home dog in Tennessee. So I actually like both home dogs plus the point, just because I'm a home dog guy, but I think they're the right side. I think they're the right side of the game. I think that if Tampa Bay wins, it's going down to the wire, because I do think the defensive line of the Redskins is going to dominate Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's offensive line, I should say. And when you're able to do that, it allows the dog to force third downs and stay in the game and do that. I just am not sold on Baltimore. I mean, I don't think they're even in the playoffs if they don't get a favorable schedule down the stretch. I mean, they battled their COVID issues. They lost to Pittsburgh, and then they got to play Dallas, Jacksonville, Giants, and Cincinnati. 4 losing teams to close the year, and the only team they played that resembled a Titans-type team was Cleveland, who put up 42 on them on Monday night. I know Tennessee's defense is a sieve. I know their defense has struggled, but this is Lamar Jackson we're talking about here. And if he's not careful, he's going to join Andy Dalton as the only quarterback in NFL history to lose a playoff game in his first 3 years in the NFL. So I like the Titans plus 3.5.
Now, obviously, we don't have Dallas. We don't have any regional teams involved, but obviously we have Baker, I guess we can claim to, for the Browns. Do you think any carryover from the victory last week into the playoff matchup?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Cleveland's in big trouble here. To go into a game without coaches, without an offensive coordinator or your head coach, or just the disarray of all their COVID issues. They're playing a team that had nothing to play for last week, benched their starting quarterback, and you needed to sweat a 2-point conversion just to get in. And now you're going to turn around and face this team with all their guys playing, with the COVID issues, without a coach. I know the point spread's 6. I don't see Cleveland being able to stop Pittsburgh defensively. Remember, Lamar lit them up for 47. They couldn't stop him. And Mason Rudolph, conversely had a okay day against them. I mean, there's a huge difference between Mason Rudolph and Ben Roethlisberger. But Rudolph threw for 300 yards on him. That's alarming to me. If Rudolph threw for 300 on him, what's Ben going to do? So for me, I think Pittsburgh's the right side of the game.
And obviously the big championship game on Monday, Ohio State, Alabama. And are you surprised by the final matchup?
Yeah, I thought Clemson would show better, but I think at the end of the day, everybody discounted what a big factor it would be not having the offensive coordinator, not having strong safety, Nolan Turner play the first half, losing your linebacker in the second half, and they just ran them off the field. I do think you have to stand pat till the COVID numbers come out on who's actually going to miss this game. If there's some significant starters, I don't know if you can touch the game, but if these teams meet at full strength, I don't see how you can't take Ohio State plus the points. That was a top 5 defense that they shredded of Clemson, and Alabama's not a top 5 defense. I think it's a shootout. I think they're up and down the field on each other. But at the end of the day, I think Ohio State's defense is more capable of getting critical stops, as we saw with Notre Dame last week, than Alabama is. And so if everybody's at full strength, my lean is towards Ohio State plus the points.
And as we start 2021, as football season winds down, are you excited as we look forward to the college, the NBA, and then even baseball coming around soon? Yeah,
I'm more excited about hitting Super Bowl winner number 7 in a row and going to 26-3 for my career. So say what you will, it's the biggest game for me to hit every year. I got the matchups already going around in my head. It's going to be Saints and Chiefs. Is it going to be Saints and Bills? Is it going to be Packers and Chiefs? Is it going to be Packers and Bills? I mean, it's a circle in my brain. Every night I go to bed, I'm playing the Super Bowl. That's how you put together a record like that. It's never too far away, and it's closer than it's ever been. So it's going to be an eventful next 4 weeks.
That's right. Of course, Brandon, want to make sure and let folks know where to find the podcast and also specials on the website.
Yeah, Believe Podcast Network and BrandonLang.com. I had a great NFL playoff last year. I'm looking forward to duplicate that this year. And then, like I said, capped off by yet a 7th straight Super Bowl winner. So let's keep it going.
That's right. Well, Brandon, always great to visit with you, my friend. Hope you continue the successful streak this weekend, and we look forward to talking again next week.
Got it. Thank you, brother.
Our next guest is actor Deon Taylor. We'll be talking about the new Lionsgate film FATALE, available on VOD this Friday. First off, Deon, thank you so much for taking the time, my friend.
Oh, man, thank you so much for having me, man. Happy New Year to you.
and the new year, did you ever think having a new movie available was going to happen after the last year we've seen, Deon?
No, I didn't, man. I'm actually it's very, very happy and very excited that, obviously I was one of the people that was able to get this level of film out. And we had a really big summer release schedule for the film. And then obviously when the pandemic hit, we figured out, well, let's move to Christmas. And Christmas was actually great for us, man. There were some theaters that were open safely, and we were able to put this movie out and open at number 3 in the marketplace. And now, VOD, baby. I'm really excited now because now the whole world gets to see this movie, and I'm so excited about what the movie is and how fun it is, and I just know that we have the thriller of the year, man. 2-time Academy Award winner Hilary Swank, opposite Michael Ealy, Mike Coulter. It's just, look, man, you don't get these types of movies that often. It took us a very long time to make it, and so now I'm happy that people will be able to see it beginning tomorrow.
Now, Deon, for you, obviously you've had the ups, you've had the downs as well, and with what everybody's gone through in the last 12 months, I mean, perseverance and the life that you've lived is a true testament to that. And how has that helped you as we've gone through the last 12 months, and maybe the inspiration? Has the inspirational wheel kept going for you?
Oh, man, 100%, man. I think one of the coolest things, man, about, being human, man, is that, you know, we understand how to deal with adversity. And, you know, someone like myself that comes from the inner city and have actually made my own way as a filmmaker, you learn, man, you have so many downs, you have so many ups, and what you learn how to do very quickly is just take it one day at a time, man, and pay attention to what's going on, and make sure that you stay motivated in your head no matter what's going on in the world. And that little superpower that I have has been fantastic for me over the course of the last year, because while a lot of people are, you know, watching the news every day and becoming fascinated with, can I go outside, I've basically said I'm going to figure out a way to be productive and to keep moving and keep driving my train, you know, down the track. So here we are now, man, like, you know, a new way of doing things, you know what I mean? The theaters were very small, it was very limited release, but it opened number 3 in the world, and now it's like, oh, VOD, well, how does that work? Oh, you do the same promotions, but it's this way. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's just kind of, that's what makes us great, man, as people, is the fact that we understand how to overcome and how to build and not let the moment define us, but yet define the moment. And that's what I love about film and myself and just us as a people.
And the film Fatale, if folks have not seen the trailers or the previews, they've been hiding under a rock or something. Why don't you give our listeners just a little insight into the new film they can check out tomorrow?
Man, listen, with pleasure. With pleasure. So if you love movies, and I don't want everybody to go, oh, it's like that. Like, it's not like that. I'm just using it as a reference. If you love movies like Fatal Attraction, Gone Girl, or classic Hitchcock, Strangers on the Train, then this is the movie that you should be watching tomorrow night, period, hands down. It is about a young man who goes to Vegas, has a good time in Vegas, and Vegas follows him home. But that's not where it stops. So for some movies, they're like, oh, yeah, I know what that movie's going to be. This movie is a ticking time bomb. People cannot guess it. I love films where it keeps twisting and taking you down the rabbit hole, and this is one of those films. And it's led by 2-time Academy Award winner Hilary Swank. And when you have someone that prolific, that incredible, doing a role like this for the first time in her career, you go, well, why did she do that? Because she knew that it was going to be a great film. And I'm so excited about this movie, man. I'm telling people, see the trailer, check it out, and go see it tomorrow. And now you can just hit a button in your house and watch it. But make sure, this is one of those movies right now where you got to really turn the lights off. You got to really get your snack. I'm serious, man, because some people don't know how to watch a movie. You got to really get the snacks. You got to really turn the lights off. You got to really turn the volume up. It's Dante Spinozzi is a cinematographer who shot Insider, Heat, Last of the Mohicans. So the cinematography is incredible. I'm hoping that he'll get nominated for this movie. But literally, man, you can't wash the dishes and watch this. So I just want to make sure, I want to warn everybody out there, you can't play with the kids and watch Fatale. Like, this is one of the ones you got to be like, okay, it's me time. I'm watching this.
That's right. Now, Deon, how has your methodology changed over the last year? Maybe has there maybe been something new that you've latched onto that you're going to carry forward 2021 and years to follow as well?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I latched onto. What is the most valuable thing you have in your life is health. That's something that, I think a lot of people take for granted life, you know what I mean? And we tend to look so much to things that we want or materialistic things or, oh, man, I really want to get that job. I really want to get that promotion. Or, look, the reality is your family and your health is something that you cannot buy. And I think that the pandemic taught all of us that the most valuable thing we have is health, man. Like, are you healthy? Are you sane? You know what I mean? Is your family okay? Because all this other stuff, man, if you don't know, I'll tell you personally, it can go away in a second. We were living life high on the horse, 8 months ago. Oh man, things that we took for granted, going to the grocery store, going to see a movie, you know what I mean? Having a conversation at Starbucks, ordering a coffee, all that got taken away in a second. So I just want to say, man, we should be cherishing the small things, man, and cherishing the moments that we have with ourselves and our family. And that's one of the most valuable things that I took away from last year that I will live with going forward is the fact that, you know, it's a blessing for me to have a movie and to be presenting it to people to see. I don't take that for granted.
That's good stuff. Again, check out the new film, Fatale. You can get it on VOD tomorrow. And Deon, always want to make sure and let folks know where they can keep up with everything you got going social media-wise as well, my friend.
Yeah, please, man. I'm on Instagram at Deon Taylor, DeonTaylor. Check me out there, man. I love social media. I love politics. I love funny stuff, man. I love movies. So go over there, man. Check me out. You might like my page.
Well, Deon, I'll be your next follower, and I hope you have a great weekend, my friend, and hopefully we can catch up again real soon.
Man, thank you so much, brother. And I can't wait for everybody to see the film, and I really appreciate the time. Happy New Year.
Again, thanks for tuning us in for this second episode of Season 2 on Good Questions with Cameron Dole. If you ever have a question, a comment, maybe anything else you'd like to know, you can find me on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at GQ with Cam. If you have a special guest idea, you can email me, gqwithcam@gmail.com. Again, thanks to our good friend Brandon Allen for coming up with the theme song for Good Questions with Cameron Dole. We're going to let him play us out, and we'll be back with episode 3 coming up tomorrow.